Hey everybody, welcome to the video on how to find a designated prescribing practitioner in Leeds. As always, thank you for your support. Subscribe, like and share, and let's get into this video. So in this video, we are talking about how you can find a designated prescribing practitioner in Leeds. In actual fact, if you're looking for someone to support you in Leeds, you actually have a very, very great opportunity. Leeds itself, outside of London, was one of the first cities in 1831 to develop or have a medical school. There's 65,000 students who study in Leeds itself. 250 plus doctors are trained, and we also know that it has one of the largest teaching hospitals in Europe. So you have a wonderful opportunity, folks, to find this mystical DPP within this city itself. So to clarify some terminology, we are talking about a designated prescribing practitioner. What is a designated prescribing practitioner? Firstly, this video is designed for individuals who are legally able to undertake the independent prescribing course. This is a course that's also known as the V300 course, non-medical prescribing course, that gives professionals other than doctors and dentists prescribing rights. And when I mean professionals, I mean regulated professionals. For example, pharmacists, nurses, optometrists, physios, podiatrists, paramedics, dietitians, amongst others. So you can see, for example, radiographers. It's a very unique and closed network of individuals who are regulated and have the chance to gain this qualification and then be able to prescribe. Now, the key thing to remember is in terms of prescribing, it has to be in an area that you're already competent in. And I've done plenty of videos of what it means to be competent, and I'll briefly summarize. Being competent is actually having the skills, knowledge, and behaviors within an area that you can demonstrate against a set criteria. So for example, let's say we have this book here, and it's a random book on the ABC of gene coding. Imagine this book had a criteria that in order for you to become competent on gene coding, you'd have to have knowledge number X, Y, Z, this knowledge, you'd have to display these skills. That is essentially what the prescribing course is. It's a course designed to test and examine your competencies. It's not a course designed to teach you clinical skills. So keep that in mind if you are struggling to develop your clinical skills, or perhaps you're already a prescriber and want to expand your scope of practice. Get in touch with us at MEDLRN, we can help you. This is designed for you to develop and demonstrate that you already have the skills and knowledge to be able to prescribe in an area that you're already competent in. So let's go back step one. What is a designated prescribing practitioner? This is the individual that is going to be assessing you, supporting you, giving you a chance to demonstrate your skills over a 6-month period. So they have to provide you with 90 hours of supervision where you get the chance to demonstrate to them that you're competent in a scope of practice that you already have experience in. So what are the requirements? Number one, you have to be a registered healthcare professional who can legally undertake the course. So do a quick search on Google, type in which professions can undertake the independent prescribing course, V300 course, nurses might know it as, or the non-medical prescribing course. It all means the same. You'll get a list. If you're on that list, brilliant. Then check your regulatory requirements. For example, pharmacists traditionally had to be qualified for a certain number of years. That's not required anymore. Again, with nurses, dietitians, and so on, check your regulatory requirements. What are the entry requirements for you to do the course? Once you are that profession, so you're part of that profession, go on your regulatory website, have a look at which courses are accredited. And specifically in Leeds, there are 2 major universities, so you do have a great opportunity, but double check that they're accredited to offer the course against your profession. You're a professional who's registered, you have found a accredited university, then what do you need? You need this supervisor or a DPP. Also known as a designated prescribing practitioner. Traditionally, this role could only be done by doctors and dentists. So it used to be called designated medical practitioner. But now, if you're qualified for more than 3 years as a prescriber, you can evidence across that you're competent to teach and train against the Designated Prescribing Practitioner, or also known as the DPP competency framework that was developed by the RPS, then you can act as a DPP. And I'm highlighting this. Very important, because there's many ways that we're going to discuss in Leeds how you can find a DPP, many ways. But you must make sure that when you do find this individual, that they are competent. How do you know that they're competent? Quick search on Google, type in DPP competency framework by the RPS, and it presents you with a competency framework, which is essentially a set of standards, and they have to meet that standard. For example, they have to be prescribing for more than 3 years within your scope. They have to have experience in teaching and training. They must understand the requirements, the roles and responsibilities of a DPP. They need to support you while on the course. It would also be highly beneficial for them already to have done the course and had training by university. So you can see it's a very specific skill, and it's difficult to find someone who not only has the skill set, but has the motivation and desire to teach and train you so you can get the best out of your training itself. So we've discussed, you find a university, you have the right profession. Now, how do you find this DPP, especially in Leeds? Nurses might also know it as a practice assessor, means the same thing. First, what I would say, and I think importantly, is have a look at your network. Open up your phone diary or your phone and have a look. Who do I know? Do I know any prescriber who's been qualified for 3 years? Has competency in my scope of practice, so they already can diagnose, treat and manage my scope of practice? Have taught and trained my profession before? Have an understanding of the university requirements? And are prepared to give me the opportunity to learn? If you have these individuals in your phone list, get in touch with them, you're good to go. If you look at your phone list and you don't have a huge database, then what options do you have? Options include get in contact with local hospitals. That would be the first thing that I would say. Draft an email, get in touch with local hospitals. If that doesn't work, there are now DPP directory services in Leeds and Yorkshire itself. Have a look at those. There's various clinics that are set up, these teach and treat clinics, where they're allowing you to teach and treat at the same time under the supervision. So search that on Google itself. Some really valuable points here, folks. Keep that in mind. Also, what you can do is you could use and leverage social media, especially LinkedIn. And it's a very powerful tool. And I always recommend this because essentially, if you're able to be proactive, you can absolutely find someone. Make sure that you go onto LinkedIn, set up a profile. In the search area, type in doctor or prescriber, send a connection request, make sure it's not generic, introduce yourself, make sure you understand the role, and then ask them, are you happy for me to mentor you? That's a great start. And think about the benefits of mentoring. It's good on the CV. They're building the allied healthcare profession and satisfaction and so on. There's many benefits. It doesn't just have to be financial. But it's true that unfortunately this particular skill set or this particular responsibility isn't financially paid for. However, in Leeds, they are offering to pay £3,000 towards a DPP. So you can see that there's an opportunity there for you. You can search it up at Leeds itself. They also have a Leeds Teaching Academy as well. So plenty of opportunities in Leeds for you to find a DPP. If after you've tried all this and you still can't find a DPP, or perhaps you're stuck and you don't know where to start, get in touch with us at MEDLRN. We'll be more than happy to help you and support you on not only how to find a DPP, but find the right DPP. Please don't make the mistake of typing in Google, finding these various matchmaker sites, and just sending emails where there's no conversation. You have no idea what to expect. My also suggestion would be, if you are looking for a DPP, I would prefer to stick with experienced healthcare professionals. For example, doctors. If you're not able to find a doctor, then think about advanced clinical practitioners who have years of experience teaching and training. Also, then think about those individuals who may not be that experienced, but may know someone who you can work with or recommend. Try to get a holistic approach as well. Don't just stick to one DPP. Perhaps you can do 45 hours with your DPP, and the rest of the time you can spend with various colleagues, you can spend with other professions so you gain different skills. If you're a nurse, consider spending time with a doctor, pharmacist, perhaps even a dietitian. If you're a pharmacist, consider spending time with a doctor, a nurse, dietitian, radiographer, physio, so you can develop your skill set and start to network. Key thing is networking. Now, a lot of you folks also get in touch and say, what happens after I qualify? Can I prescribe in any condition I feel like? How does it work? Legally speaking, if you're competent, you are able to prescribe in various conditions. The question is, how do you demonstrate competency? Some of you might say, few CPD courses. Some of you might say, actually, I need hands-on experience. You need to, first of all, find a competency framework within your scope. For example, if you go into Google, type in diabetes competency framework. There will be a competency framework. Have a look at that competency framework and see if you're able to evidence yourself across that framework. And areas that you can't, that's where you do CPD courses. You get supervision, you get mentoring, and you're well on your journey. So finding a DPP in Leeds can be challenging, but there's ways around it. Summary: local hospitals, DPP directory, get in touch with teach and treat clinics, local ICBs, PCNs, your own network, and always remember to continually network and use LinkedIn and grow your profile. If you're struggling to find a DPP, or perhaps you want to develop your skill set, get in touch with that MEDLRN. More than happy to help. Thank you for watching. Hey everybody, welcome to the video on how to find a designated prescribing practitioner in Leeds. As always, thank you for your support. Subscribe, like and share, and let's get into this video.